So your pride tonight, come to the school of the Spirit. Don't you know that in His hand is the key to eternal life? It's a little here and a little there until the day will dawn. He is at work in you, working everything. Let me hear in obedience to Christ. Working everything in my life.
Hello, that was Chris Delvan, and I tell you that's one of my favorite music. Says, how can you walk when you don't know the way of the wind, when you don't know the way of the Spirit, when you don't know the way to go? And there's one person that can teach you the way to go, and that is God. Well, my name is Olawale, and I'm so excited to be on WiGRadio today. Today is my birthday. It's been a really, really busy day. And I've had blessings saying again and again that Olawale Perfect will be live on WiGRadio. Olawale Perfect will be live on WiGRadio. I've been trying to be live on WiGRadio all day, but fortunately and unfortunately, so many things have held me down up to now. But I tell you, I'm now live on WiGRadio. You can hear my voice live and direct, and I'm so excited to be a year older today. Don't ask me for my age. I'm not going to tell you. But then I feel led within me to share one or two things with people out there listening. And I believe also strongly in my heart that it goes much more beyond you listening to me now, because this is going to be recorded, and I believe that so many young people out there are going to be impacted. I posted something online on my Facebook page some couple of days ago, and in it I said that, well, some of my friends have told me that I am successful, and I don't know if they are correct, if they are saying the truth, but whichever way, if there's anything that I know, it is that I am not where I used to be. So there was somewhere I used to be before, and there's somewhere that I am now. By the special grace of God, I'm a graduate with the first class from biochemistry department, and I know that it took the grace of God for that to have taken place. And by the grace of God, I was one of the people. By the leading of God anyway, I started an internet radio station with 200 naira. That might sound ridiculous, and I know that is only God at work. I've been able to work with so many people, and I'll just be sharing some of these lessons with you, some of the basic lessons that have really helped me to be where I am in life. And I'm going to put it down into 5 basic lessons, and I want you to fasten your seatbelt, because these 5 basic lessons is going to transform your life. And the first lesson is, before I go to the first lesson, we'll be going for a music break right now. And when we are back, we'll continue from there. Don't go anywhere. I'm still Olawale. Still Chris Devan, and I tell you, it's one of my favorite songs. I'm still right here on WiGRadio, and I'm going to be sharing with you some of the basic life lessons that have been able to help me to be where I am today. And those life lessons are such that it has really transformed me so much. And coincidentally, some of these life lessons are the titles of some of my books. the titles of some of my books. And the first life lesson I'll be sharing with you is the fact that we are not here to play. We are not here to play. Now, one of my favorite scriptures is the Bible book of Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. In Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11, the Bible says something. It said, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you. They are thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." Now, for you listening to me out there right now, if there's any important thing I would like you to know, it is that God is thinking about you. I don't care where you might be now. I don't care what you might be going through. But then, what I want you to know is that what God is thinking about you. God is thinking so much about you. And the thought that God is thinking about you, they are very good thoughts. But much more important than that is the fact that God has an expected end in mind for you. Meaning that your life is not your own. You don't decide that this is how I'm going to live my life. So, coming back to that lesson, which is that we are not here to play, it is for you to understand that you are not meant to live this life coming just like that. Now, there's this illustration that I realized that is actually tally with the way many people live their life. And that's the fact that many people live their life just as if, well, I'm just here to live. I usually say that an average person have some qualities, some things that they want to happen in their lifetime. Number one is that they want to be born, and after being born, they believe that, okay, let me just go to school, let me get educated, and after getting educated, they think of getting a good job, they think about getting married, they think about getting possessions like a house, a car, they think about giving birth to children, and they think about, being part of a big society, and one day they die, they leave this world. But I realize that there is more to this life than just coming to do all the normal things. An average person you find on the street today will just do all these normal things, will just come, live, and do all these things that we're talking about. But the truth of the matter is that there is more to your life than just these things. So if there is more to your life than just these things, then it means that there is an expected end for your life. And that expected end is one thing you must discover. Until you discover that expected end for your life, you've not really started living. So I'll be right back after this music break. Don't go anywhere. Yes, I'm back here and I'm still Olawale Perfect Lawal. Don't go anywhere. This is still WiGRadio. Now, I was talking about some of the lessons that have actually helped me to be where I am today. And I was talking about the place of we are not here to play. Now, one thing you must understand about life as an individual is that there is a primary reason why God created you into this world. And until you discover that reason, you continue to struggle with life. And I don't want you to struggle. God does not want you to struggle. God wants you to live a purpose-driven life. God wants you to live a purposeful life. And the only way you can live a purposeful life is to discover that primary reason why God created you. Now, there's a general reason God created every man on earth. And one of those general reasons is for us to worship Him. But much more than us worshiping Him, there's a specific reason why God created us. Wow. There's a specific reason why God created us. And that specific reason why God created us is what you need to discover. I'll be right back. I was talking about the place of you discovering your purpose. I was talking about the fact that we are not here to play. There's a specific reason why God has created you on this earth, and you need to discover what is that reason. Until you discover that reason, you'll find out that living life will continue to be in struggles. God does not want you to struggle. He wants you to live a purposeful life. Now, the question is, what is the reason why God created you? What is the reason why God created you? And how can you discover that specific reason? Now, there's this story that I love sharing. It's a story of a particular young man that we call Perambulator. Now, Perambulator is a young man that was born into the family of Mr. Jack many years ago, and after he was born, his parents named him Perambulator. And after his parents named him Perambulator, you find out that he began to live his life like a perambulator. Now, many times, he would do things and then he would not get to the conclusion of those things. And while he was in secondary school, he decided to become a science student. He decided to go and study to become a medical doctor. But many years after he became a medical doctor, he realized that I don't really like to be a medical doctor. I would love to be a lawyer. And so he went ahead to study to become a lawyer. He spent another 5 years. And after he finished becoming a lawyer, he realized that I really do not want to become a lawyer. I would love to become an accountant. And so he went ahead to go and study to become an accountant. And after he became an accountant, he realized that I really don't want to become an accountant. And someone advised him one day and said, why don't you become a teacher? So he went to study again to become a teacher. And eventually realized that was the purpose. Now, but this is where I'm getting to. He had spent about 20 years of his life doing things that were not relevant to his life. That's so pathetic. Now, but the problem is that there are so many people in the world today who live their life just like that. Just like Perambulator. Going about, doing so many things. Living their life as if they were here to play. But then, I must say it again that we are not here to play. For me as an individual, that's one of the greatest lessons that I've learned. That lesson that we are not here to play is something that I really had to learn under God. And the moment I learned that lesson, it was so great for me that I began to pursue purpose. I discovered my purpose at a tender age of 17. That was some couple of years back. And ever since I discovered my purpose, I've been running and pursuing my purpose ever since then, and God has really been so faithful. So the question I have for you listening to me right now is, have you discovered your purpose? Have you discovered your purpose? Each time you become a year older, the truth of the matter is that the question keeps coming to you. Have you discovered your purpose? Now you might look at yourself and say, I'm very young. But the truth of the matter is that you are already old enough. There are so many people that are your age who are dying on a daily basis. If you should die today, what would it be said about you? There's this particular hymn that I love so much. It says, fading away like the stars of the morning, losing their lives in the glorious sun. Say, thus would we pass from the earth and its toiling. We would only be remembered for what we have done. So the question I have for you, what would you be remembered for? Would you be remembered for the great things that you've done, or would you be remembered about the subtractions you've made into this world? You would only be remembered for what you have done. So you need to make up your mind that you are going to be remembered for something specific. For me as an individual, I know that if anything happens today, there are one or two things that I'll be remembered for. Probably for my books, probably for this broadcast you are listening to right now, probably for WiGRadio. But then the question is up to you. What would you be remembered for? And then another lesson that I've come to learn in my short period of time on earth is, be careful what you call impossible. Well, there are so many things in our life that we look at, and we look at these things as, wow, these things are very, very much impossible. But I've come to realize this day that there's absolutely nothing that is impossible. Impossible is only in the dictionary of people who do not have faith. If you are someone who believes in God, I tell you, anything is possible, including finishing with a first-class degree from school, including starting a business with 200 naira, including starting a radio station with 200 naira. I'm talking from my personal experience. It happened to me. I didn't hear the story from someone else. It actually happened to me. Now, when we were about to start, I remember there were so many challenges. There were so many things we were scared of. Now, I was telling one of my friends recently, I said, see, I'm as scared of situations as you are. But the only thing is that in the midst of this fear, I've told myself that in as much as it is God that is asking me to go, I'll go ahead. In as much as what I'm doing is to run and pursue purpose, I'll go ahead. Because the God who has called you to do that which He has called you to do will never leave you nor forsake you. When I study the Bible makes us to understand that He will never leave you nor forsake you. And that's God for you. God will never leave you nor forsake you. So if God will never leave you nor forsake you, then why are you still afraid? I believe there's someone listening to me now. You're supposed to start a new business, but because of fear, you've not started. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and start. You can start with that little that you have. But the little I have is not enough. That's what you are saying. And I'm telling you again, be careful what you call impossible. Perhaps there's a business or there's a relationship you should get into. Perhaps there's something great that God has called you to do. Let me share the story with you about the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers were two young boys. Their names were Orville and Wilbur Wright. Orville and Wilbur Wright came up with a dream one day. And the dream was to build an aircraft, to build a passenger carriage bus that will be able to fly in the air. Well, we are the one that call it aircraft or aeroplane. Then it was just seen as something that could carry passengers in the air. They wanted man to fly. And you know, when they started flying, when they started working on these things, remember that these guys, they were bicycle repairers. Now people looked at them and people were like, these guys have gone crazy. It is not possible for man to fly. In fact, some people told them God did not create man to fly. Now these were people that were well versed in the scriptures. The pastors of their days told them God did not create man to fly. Even their father told them, this thing you are attempting is impossible. It got to the stage where someone looked at them and said, these guys need to have their brain checked with a psychiatrist. But guess what? Today, we are all celebrating the invention of the Wright brothers, as a result of the fact that they told themselves that anything is possible. So what are those things that seem like challenges to you? Go ahead and do them. So for me as an individual, I remember when God told us to start WiGRadio, I was like, is this thing possible? But today, it's obvious that it is possible, because you are listening to WiGRadio right now. And then, the next lesson I've learned in life is also the title of one of my books, which is, You Will See What Will Become of My Dream. Now, what is that talking about? It's talking about the fact that every dream is for an appointed time. Every dream is for an appointed time. Now, sometimes there will always be people around you who would not believe in your dream. When you have people around you who do not believe in your dream, what do? Just tell them, you will see what will become of my dream. Don't fret, don't feel bad, don't feel angry, don't fight them. Just go ahead and continue with your dream, and it's just a matter of time. That dream will definitely come to pass. I'll be right back.
Listen to me, O ye heavens. Give me your ears, O ye earth. Let my words be like the rain, and like the dew that falls upon the herb that grows in the field. Praise the Lord, O ye people. Come praise Him for His wisdom. He has kept His praise away. with little children and softness of the earth. And his wisdom can only be found with the low things of the earth. His race is firmly established in the church of the living Christ, as he is now in the heavens.
Yes, I'm still here. My name is still Olawale Perfect, and my name has not changed. And I've been talking about some of the basic life lessons that I've learned in the course of my little number of years that I've spent on planet Earth. And I said that one of them is that we are not here to play. The other one is that be careful what you call impossible. The other one is you will see what will become of my dream. And then the next one is do not despise the days of little beginning. Do not despise the days of little beginning. And one of the challenges that people usually have in this part of the world is that you must understand there is always a day called the day of little beginning. And it is possible to despise that day. But you can never get to your day of greatness if you despise that day called the day of little beginning. You can never get to your greatness that way. So if you want to get to your greatness, what do you need to do? Do not despise the days of little beginning. Now, there will be people who would actually despise your days of little beginning. But you as an individual, you are the one to make sure that you do not despise your own day of little beginning. If nobody believes in you, believe in yourself. And one of the things that I've learned is that many times there will be people who, for one reason or the other, would not really believe in what you are doing. They will say that, oh no, I don't think this thing can work. But no matter whatever those people say, you can tell yourself that I believe in myself. There's this proverbial talk about the lizard that jumped down from an iroko tree. And when the lizard jumped down from an iroko tree, he was expecting to see people that would clap and share it and say, wow, you did something great. Of course, how many people would you find who can jump down from an iroko tree and will still be able to survive it? But the lizard jumped down from the iroko tree and survived it. And there was nobody there to congratulate it. And the lizard looked up and down and he nodded his head. He said, if nobody congratulates me, I am going to congratulate myself. So in your days of little beginning, you need to look at those things that you should congratulate yourself about. For instance, if you ask me, I will tell you that in your life, there are so many things to congratulate yourself about. The fact that you can hear me now, you have ears, you have eyes, the fact that you understand the English that I'm speaking at this time means that there's something good about you. There's something to celebrate about yourself. The fact that you are probably educated means that there's something good about you. Now, I know you might not have achieved all of your goals, but for the ones that you have achieved, you need to congratulate yourself and tell yourself that, wow, if I could have done this, that means I can do much more. So, stop feeling bad about the things that you've not done, but start feeling happy about the things that you have done. It's all about you believing in yourself. And then finally, which is number 5, is you can also do it. You can also do it. In my little life, I've been able to do some things, and there's still more that I trust God to achieve. But then, if there's one thing that you must understand, it is that you can also do these things. When Jesus Christ was leaving the earth, He gave us a particular mandate. He said, greater works than this shall ye do. Meaning that no matter how much you can be able to achieve, no matter how much Jesus Christ has been able to achieve, said that you yourself, you can do much more. And that's the mandate that God has given to us, that we should do greater work. And I'm trusting God that for someone listening to me out there, you'll probably get challenged to achieve much more. For instance, I finished with the first class, and I can tell you that you can also do it. I started WiGRadio with no capital. I don't know what ministry, what vision, what business God is asking you to start. You can also start with no capital, or with that little capital that you have in your pocket that you think it does not really matter. Don't despise the days of little beginning. Just go ahead and start with what you have. You can also do it. I remain Olawale Perfect, and this is where I'm going to be signing off for today. And I trust God that much more than this, we'll have more time to share one or two things with one another.
WiGRadio, WiGRadio, reaching to the world, real expectation. WiGRadio, WiGRadio, transforming lives overly, transforming lives overly.